Anytime somebody in a movie goes underwater scuba diving, they're typically wearing a full face mask. But if you can't actually reach your nose, then how do you equalize? Hi all of you awesome scuba divers out there, welcome to the Scuba Dive Magazine channel and welcome to Askmark, our scuba diving Q&A, where I, Mark, former diving instructor, do my best to answer your scuba diving questions. So if you do have any scuba diving questions, pop them down in the comment section, use this Askmark hashtag to get it featured in an up and coming video, and in the meantime I type out an answer, as does the community. They help out as well, so thank you everyone for doing that. But yeah, today I have a question from, I apologize, but Rumor about how to equalize in a full face mask. So Manara Rumor, I apologize if I get your name wrong, says, I have a question about how I would equalize my ears in a full face mask. Yeah, so this is one thing that gets complicated by a lot of Hollywood movies, because the masks that a lot of Hollywood movies use is completely different and like only for the movie. They'd be a little impractical for actual scuba diving. First of all, they often have a light like lighting up their face, which if you're doing any kind of work underwater would just kind of dazzle you a bit, and there's no real point other than so that you can see the actor's face. But one thing that you notice with a lot of full face masks in movies is that they don't have a, I think it's called an oronasal pocket, which is a section inside of the mask which covers your nose and mouth and creates a separate section so that you can, of course, see the actor's face. But with a full face mask in actual scuba diving, you kind of need one of those, mainly for like airflow, so that you're not breathing expired gas, but also they house a special mechanism on the inside of most full face masks to allow you to equalize by pinching your nose, or at least by blocking your nostrils. So yeah, the first thing is that you don't necessarily need to pinch your nose and blow to equalize your ears. You can use several other techniques. I myself use the is it called the 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐸? Oh no, I use voluntary tubal opening, which is basically the yawn method. It kind of, it opens up your eustachian tube so you can equalize your ears without having to physically touch and pinch your nose and blow against it. So that's one method. The second one is, if I move this strap out of the way so you can see a little bit better, on the inside of most full face masks, this is an Ocean Reef Predator mask. Inside, right in front of where your nose would be, you'll see these two white little like things sticking out. These are a little bit squidgy. It's like a really tough silicone, and they sit on pegs, and you can get multiple size pegs to make that like stick out a little bit closer to your nose or a bit further away. It's off center as well, so as you rotate it, it makes it come a little bit higher or lower or moving in and out. And the entire frame on the inside of that, you can move these up and down. So with two of them, you can get it so that they sit just in front of your nose. And then what you do in this style of mask, because there's a bit of give in the skirt itself, the silicone skirt, you can push the top of the mask into your forehead, and that just moves that plug just into your nostril, and then you blow against that. So you don't have to pinch your nose. You just have these two little pegs that just kind of stick out, and they plug your nostrils. Similar in the Kirby Morgan. This is a Kirby Morgan band mask. I've removed a lot of the neoprene and everything so you can see what's going on, but you still have that like nose pocket that goes over your nose and mouth, but on the inside you have this little tray which has a bit of foam over the top of it, so it's a bit softer. And on the outside of the mask, you have this little post, which it's a bit stiff, if you push it inwards, it moves this little tray closer to your nose. You put your nose on top of that. It's a little bit V-shaped, so it just kind of blocks your nostrils. You equalize against that, and then if you don't like it in front of your nose, you just pull that out and it just moves it away. So you basically have this mechanism on the inside of most full face masks that just sits in front of your nose, and then you either move it towards you or the entire mask towards you to block your nose so you can equalize against it. But a lot of divers will just use a different technique, either by the VTO, voluntary tubal opening, by like yawning to open up those eustachian tubes to equalize. Otherwise, yeah, they still have you covered. But that's one thing that in like scuba diving in movies, because they often have that full face mask, you just see the actor's face. Chances are they're not particularly deep, but yeah, you still can't equalize by pinching your nose in those kind of masks. It's more for the movie, so you can see the actor's face, and less about like practicality and actually going down deep and equalizing your ears. Yeah, most scuba diving masks have that kind of mechanism, something to block your nostrils. The snorkeling masks often don't. They're not really made for duck diving or diving down deep. If you have a full face snorkeling mask, it is not really made for diving on that particularly deep, so they're not expecting you to equalize. But yeah, for scuba diving masks, they do have some kind of mechanism, whether it's mechanical, where there's some kind of moving parts to move it a bit closer to your nose, or you move the entire mask because there's some movement in that that kind of seal frame, just so that you can put something in front of your nose. I've seen some others. Is it another Kirby Morgan? Is it the Mark 48? Has little like tweezers almost that sit either side of your nose, and you can like pinch. Is that the Mark 48 or a different mask? I forget. I've seen quite a few, but there's usually some kind of mechanism to allow for the Valsalva technique if that's the one you use. But yeah, they've got you covered. Any other questions, pop them down in the comment section underneath this video. Remember to use this @Askmark hashtag to have it featured in the up and coming video. We've also got a special offer running right now with an eSIM company. So if you travel around and you need an eSIM for your mobile phone to get like data and calls and whatnot, you can get 15% off if you use our code. It's all down in the description below. Remember to head over to our website, 𝐷iveandx.com, like, share, subscribe, do all that good social media stuff. Thank you for watching, everybody, and of course, safe diving.